Hi, it's me again with Corel tips and tricks. Pretty good optical illusion. Some of these look like they're rounded, and even the further you go out, and they're all squares or rectangles, basically. Pretty easy to draw. Just a couple of things we need to think about. Let's just take one out of the way. So I'm going to start with a six-sided polygon. And I'm going to hit P, put it in the center of the page. Then I'm going to turn it into a three-sided polygon. And I'm going to bring in indexing lines. And that's the center of the page. So even though we did that's what Corel thinks is the center. This is the true center of this polygon or this triangle. So we're going to take a 2-point line and go from that node downwardly, and then from that node downwardly, and that's all you need to do. We could put one down the middle, but we don't need to. We're going to take away the indexing lines for just a second, and I'm going to go ahead and group that together, Control G, and I'm going to make it black. And then I'm going to take a 2-point line, and I'm going to go from there to there, but I'm going to have it rotate from the center of the page. And I could also use my hotkey, but I got it. Now I'm going to rotate that guy, not 5 degrees, but to 255 to have it rotate that away. And then I'm going to Control D and go 350, and then a Control D will take over. And it should match up perfectly. That's all you need to do. Now, depending on what size and how many you want to do, this is going to save you a lot of time. Instead of trying to fill in each one of those rectangles, now I'm going to take a 2-point line and go from there to there. And I'm going to set my nudge factor on 1/2 inch. And I'm going to grab that 2-point line and I'm going to nudge it up, and then Control D, nudge it up, Control D, Control D, Control D, Control D. And you could go a little bit further, but not really. I don't think it'll work. Not really anything showing. The hardest part of this is learning to zoom in. So I'm going to Control G to group that. I have found if you will zoom in on the hardest part first and take your Smart Fill tool, set on black, and do every other one, and because of the fact that we did 5 degrees on this angle, we're going to end up with a white spot there. That's the only way this is going to work. So now we're going to do every other line. Look how far those lines go. And I was just fixing to say, it looks like it's easy. Really all you have to do is put the Smart Fill on that white line and do there. Now we're going to zoom out and just keep, make it where you can see it pretty good. And we're going to do every other line. And if you stay up here and do the right below the white line, I found, I do this a lot, but that's why instead of doing every line, we're going to rotate this triangle and get it to take over. And that's why we need the 5 degrees, so it will match up, because you couldn't have two blacks together. And I'm just going to painstakingly put this in there, but I'm only having to do 1/3 of what I would have to do. And it's just amazing how many blocks there are. And maybe for the video, I should have done it not as many, but it really came out good. And see, if you stay up this area, just put it right below that white one. Because if you try to go every other line, it'll just, okay, we got 3 more rows. And the reason I grouped it together, you'll see in just a second. And I actually find sometimes to just do it like this. I'm not saying this is any faster, but it's a little bit less time consuming, maybe, especially if you're zoomed in. And then you could go every other one and then come back. But you need to do all, you cannot, I would like to be able to rotate this, mirror it, and just do half of this triangle, but it doesn't work on a triangle. It would work on a square. Now, let me set my nudge factor on 20 inches. Whoop. And let's nudge this out of the way, and that's why I grouped it together. Now, Control G, and remember I nudged it, so I nudge that back in a second. Control G, Control D, alternate C to have it rotate from the center and rotate it 120 degrees. And if you remember, I nudged this so I could actually, if I wanted to, go up to Object, Group, and Ungroup All, and then nudge this line back to kind of give it some definition and maybe make the hairline a little thicker. But doesn't it look like these are turning, especially if you go way out? That's pretty cool. I just wonder if you know what, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's delete this one and delete this one, and let's try something. Make the video a little bit more. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to Object and Ungroup All. And I'm gonna grab a black one, and I'm gonna go to Edit, Find and Replace, and I'm gonna go from Selection, Find All, and then I'm gonna turn them yellow and give it, well, I'm not gonna have a black line around it this way, but look at this. I'm gonna make a black box, Object, Order, back of page. I don't know if it's any better. If I would have kept that rectangle, I could have put a yellow rectangle around it. And you could, one thing nice about this, you could always back up and get that rectangle and move it out of the way. And let's move it up and delete all this. Now let's go ahead and delete this so we won't interfere with our object. So I'm going to select I've got to ungroup it because whenever I backed up, I'm not even 100% sure you have to ungroup it, but might as well. From Selection, turn them all yellow. Get this, turn it yellow by right clicking and then nudge it back. Let's make it, well, let's turn it on well, we might have trouble. Yeah, it's already 4 points. We might have trouble grabbing it. Turn that black box, Object, Order, back of page. Look at that. The black was probably equally as good, but that's pretty cool because now it's got black and yellow. Anyway, hope that gave you some thinking to, rotate stuff when you don't have to fill them all in. Thank you for watching.